image of Earth. Beautiful, breathtaking. A glowing marble of blue oceans and green forests and brown mountains brushed with white clouds rising over the surface of the moon. And while the sight of our planet from space might seem routine today, imagine what it looked like to those of us seeing our home, our planet, for the first time. Imagine what it looked like to children like me. Even the astronauts were amazed. It makes you realize, Lovell would say, just what you have back there on Earth. And around the same time we began exploring space, scientists were studying changes taking place in the Earth's atmosphere. Now, scientists had known since the 1800s that greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide trap heat, and that burning fossil fuels release those gases into the air. That wasn't news. But in the late 1950s, the National Weather Service began measuring the levels of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, with the worry that rising levels might someday disrupt the fragile balance that makes our planet
It's going.
hospitable.
I don't know how to add Lee in here. I don't know if he's in our Discord or not.
Year after year, is that the levels of carbon pollution in our atmosphere have increased dramatically.
You should be able to invite him.
That's science, accumulated and reviewed over decades.
To the
Tells us that our planet
he doesn't have to be in our Discord. You can add him to the direct message.
Profound impacts on all of humankind.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. You. All right. So I'm just looking at spinning boxes again, so you know. I'm hoping people's audio doesn't. Is my video working or is it choppy again?
It's a little choppy, to be honest with you.
All right. I'm just gonna turn the camera off and see if that helps. But I'll just I set up a reminder to bring laptop home every Monday and Tuesday, so I'll have my laptop next weekend.
Okay.
Fuckity fuck. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Corey?
Yep.
Right? You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're a little frustrated.
I mean, I am, but it's fine.
I can talk. Anything I can help with?
No, not really.
Talk?
Not really.
What's up? Talk to me.
Nothing. It's just ever since we started using Discord, our audio sucks balls.
Probably my fault.
No, it's Discord's fault. But
Okay. Lee said he's getting on shortly. He's getting the crotch demons to bed.
cool.
Those are his words, not mine. And according to Jason Marshall, our mics are live.
Yep.
I feel like we should fix that just in case.
I mean, I can't really fix your guys' end.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
I'm back.
Hey, Moose.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm okay. How are you?
Pissed. I forgot my laptop at work.
That's okay.
Mm.
Okay, there's that. Whoops, that's not
All right. Give me 1 second. Okay.
At least the audio is not choppy. But, and I know.
Anybody bumping?
Bumping.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is that new? Is that new like mixer slang that we
Might be
don't
some
know
new
about?
slang.
No, I'm playing music in the background, but you guys can't hear it. Probably. You might be able to.
Oh shit.
Here comes our fourth. Look at him. Mr. Pirate Radio Station himself. No reaction. Fantastic. Great to have you here.
Because his PC isn't built for streaming, it's built for dreaming.
Alright, now I can finally add everybody.
See, no reaction.
You know, we want you on the show, and now you're just acting like we're not even here. It's very disrespectful. How are you, Lee? Can you hear us?
Is that good, huh?
Fantastic. You know, I wish I was that good.
Go to bed. Just make sure you wake up when the alarm goes off.
Okay, we can hear him. He cannot hear us. We hear you, dude.
Check, 1, 2, 1.
And there goes me. And he's back.
If this works. Hopefully it works.
And he has a face this time.
Well, I might have to switch it to just being
Hold on
audio.
a second.
Because hopefully, I don't know. This iMac had no problems with Discord, and then I go on and like an asshole try and put WoW Classic on it, and now it's just Discord's
Jesus.
like
God.
I ain't got no time.
What'd you do, Moose? You broke
WoW,
it.
WoW Classic is the plague on modern gaming.
No, it's not. Anyways, Matt, you should check out Throne Quest Deluxe for $6 on the Switch. It just came out and it looks fucking awesome.
Okay.
I don't know if it's multiplayer. I think it's just single player.
While we're waiting for Lee
it is one player.
to get situated, I will look at it.
I think this sells it. Open world fast action RPG with 100 plus items, 90 plus monsters, 11 classes, 1 quest. Claim the throne.
I mean, it's a good pitch, but like like a lot of that is still kind of vague. I'll be right back.
That's true. So it looks pretty good.
Someone else try and get Lee's attention.
Wait!
Lee, can you hear us? Lee, can you hear? Check. 1.
It's almost 2020. Read that.
I got a lot of stuff on my wish list. I don't even know what I had. Ooh, 4-player dungeon crawling chaos for friends and family. Looks really cool, although it's probably no castle craft. And then the ancient.
There we go.
Whee!
Fine.
Yay!
Lee's here.
He sounds all smooth.
Finally.
He sounds all smooth and buttery.
Do I?
Yeah. I think
I don't feel smooth and buttery.
Dude,
I've had like
the audio
Oh, go-
on Discord is just trash. I'm only hearing like every other word that you guys are saying.
Well,
you
not,
should increase your
is that the audio or is that the bit rate?
I don't know what any
you
of
should
that
increase the
even-
bit rate. That and your the codec probably that you're using, you might want to change that. You may have to change that, I should say.
I don't know what any of that means.
Oh, okay.
Go into them. I guess there's options, maybe.
Yeah, it should be under options. You should be able to like change your audio. Let me just make sure I got your quality of service should be on to enable like a high packet priority for your audio.
I don't really.
Well, because I think we're just using the web app. We're not. Well, I know I'm just using the web app.
Oh, you're on
Yeah.
the web app. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That might be the.
I'm using the actual.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Corey and I are on Max. All right, we ready to do this?
Yeah, Discord's a little janky sometimes. Right now, I had you guys on. All of a sudden, I can't hear a damn thing out of anybody. Give me 1 second. Just gonna reset that.
Is there anything I can do through OBS to fix this, or is this a Discord problem?
Check.
I think he's fixing something.
I love when you're like trying to add stuff to your wish list, and it's like wish list is full, and then you go to your wish list and you're like, already bought that. Already bought that. It should be removed from your wish list as soon.
That's one thing I never got about like Amazon. I only need one copy of Can.
Ooh, Jack Quest.
I only need one copy of Can's Tagomago. I
Taylor.
don't need multiple.
Right, exactly. Downwell, purchased.
Alright, well, there's that. So I'm going to close this out and.
There we go. All right.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
You're like, Corey, are you intently watching this Browns game right now?
Not really. I mean, it's on, but
You just had that look on your face that it was like, oh, he's watching that Browns game, isn't he?
no, I'm just. This audio sounds bad, but we're going to have to go with it. So.
So what happened to Google Hangouts? You guys stopped using it, or
They just disappeared.
It does.
Oh.
There's no such thing as Google Hangouts anymore.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they finally got rid of it after what, like 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah,
Talking about
I
it?
was on it. I was just on it the other day.
How? Wait. What? How do
Yeah,
I?
I just
They allow.
Wait. Hold on. How do we get back to that?
if you go to hangouts.google.com, you should be able to do it on there.
New window.
Hang on.
Hangouts. Dot.
Show might be starting a bit late today.
Google.com. Holy
Oh,
crap!
I even have a chat here. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I sometimes get it right.
Video call. Allow. Enter name
You want us
or
to- let's
email.
leave-
Holy crap.
I'm actually looking at myself on Google Hangouts right now.
So am I. Oh no, how do I do this now?
You all will get an invite. Invite.
Wait, how do I join the Hangout?
Check your email because it goes by
Should
email.
still-
Whoa.
He's in. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the Overdrive logo right now.
I didn't get an email.
All right, I'm gonna leave the Discord.
Oh no.
Stay in till you get it. There's Lee. Yeah, I see you. I see you, man. You got a lot going on there. looks like a wet dream of an '80s arcade. Okay, so I did that. I did that.
This is
I've
weird.
sent-
I can't hear anybody or see anybody.
I've sent Corey.
I
And then
I do not have any invite
nothing in your
my
nothing in your email.
Nope.
In the Discord chat, Corey, type me your email address. Type me the email address you use. Oh, okay. Corey, Jason said you can't stream to YouTube with it. It'll be a mess.
Let me handle that.
Huh?
I can do it.
Corey says he can do it. Lee. I mean, if he can do it, I trust him.
I did it for what, 158 episodes.
Just saying.
I don't really care what the video looks like live. I just want the audio to be good.
This podcast with this Mike Lee. Okay.
Hold on, now I gotta. Oh no. Whoa, edit undo. I did not mean to do that.
I have to invite him individually.
Did you invite me?
Spam. Thanks. I love these hard pivots. It's so much fun. I hope it's not a situation where you can only do like one call at a time or one person at a time too.
Wait, don't you have 2 people in there?
Yeah, exactly. Let me try this. Let me try this. I got something cooking, baby.
Oh, doggy.
Yeah, yeah, you used to be the one. He's like, I'm looking at it right now.
Ooh, hot dog.
Google Hangouts.
And Corey's here.
Now I hear double.
Well, that's because you're in the Discord.
You're in Discord.
Oh, shoot. Hey, guys, we have audio.
That's a good sign.
Oh, my gosh, it sounds so much better. Thank fucking
We just need a
Jesus.
moose.
Sorry. I mean, praise the Lord. Amen.
Now we
Hey, you praise fucking Jesus any way you want.
we just need moose.
I praised him this weekend by going to see the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, dude, your posts this weekend were weird.
Mine?
Because you're like, yeah, going to see Book of Mormon should be exciting. Going to see Aladdin should be exciting. I'm like, I don't believe your optimism, Corey.
was excited. It was a good
Shit,
time.
but like when you use the same thing, it's
Gotta close them all. Can you just delete it? Holy MFer. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Download.
oh, here he is. Yeah.
Alright, where am I at? I need to move me up. Haha, there I am. Oh man, I look sexy AF. Now, window capture. Now, Google Hangouts video call. Oh, snap. Wait, why am I the only one here?
True. But
Oh.
you're on my contact list, so it shouldn't go to my spam.
But it's also coming from an app.
Still,
Okay.
even if it's associated with your oh well, that's true. But even if it would know that it's you sending the link. But whatever. Anyway,
Hey, you know,
we're here.
it's working. It might not be perfect, but hey, we're damn,
We're
we're
gonna
back.
run with it.
Hold on, I'm almost there.
That's what she said.
Oh man. More often than not.
Usually after I'm done, she says that.
Oh, hot diggity dog.
You getting this on the YouTube?
Me?
Yeah,
Should already be there.
I'm looking for it. So I can get in the chat. Oh, it says live now.
We should already be there.
Going in the chat up.
Me too.
This will be the saving grace for tonight.
Oh man, look at this.
This course is trash.
I mean, I think it's probably a combination of.
Man, if my wife wanted another kid, this would be the time to give her one. Oh boy, I'm excited.
Ooh, doctor.
Yeah, it's okay, Bagel. I'm just as confused as you are. It's
Oh,
fine.
hot,
Hot now.
hot doctor. Hello, nurse.
Nurse.
Oh man, and double live on two. Oh man, I'm so good. Man. And by good, I mean I'm literally doing what everybody else does, but I feel good.
Hey, you know, celebrate your own mediocrity. That's what I say.
Oh, man, mediocrity at its finest.
All right.
All right, ready to do this?
I suppose. I'm glad everybody thinks that I'm lame, and that's okay.
Who thinks you're lame? Who thinks
that?
you're lame?
Somebody I stream with a lot on Mixer said y'all are lame. LOL.
That was Zombie, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
I mean, calling it like she sees it. You know, you gotta respect that.
I mean, it's fair.
You know, between Bagel trying to, you want to get in my lap, Bagel? Is that what you want? Come here. No, you don't. Okay, fine. You just gonna dead bug it? He's like, yep, I'm dead bugging it. I'm laying on my side, playing dead, except for my tail wagging. You can't tell. Sure, I can. 3, 2, 1. I'm your only friend. I'm not your only friend, but I'm a little too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. Make a little birdhouse in your soul.
Hoo-ah.
Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode 163. My name is Matthew. Alongside me, my bros. Corey, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Matt?
I mean, we're back at Google Hangouts. I feel
know.
like I can stretch out.
I feel like, yeah.
Finally comfortable. It's like returning
So
to your
comfortable.
bed after
Oh,
being in a hotel for a month.
Oh,
yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this is nice.
You understand that feeling real well, Moose. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Well rested. Monday was good.
Cool. So I came up with a dumb idea before the show started. We have a guest today, so you know what that means.
Party people!
Lee Navarro's in the house. How are you, sir?
What is going on? Oh my god, I haven't done this in so long.
You need
I
to.
haven't been with you guys here in a while either.
you need to
so-
stretch. You need to stretch it out. You need to.
I do. I
you
need
need
to
to-
stretch it out.
You need to unleash some lingering feelings or something.
I don't know about that.
Well, you kind of redeemed yourself because you're just like, hey, why aren't you using Google Hangouts? We're like, because it's gone. You're like, no, I was on it yesterday. And we're like, what?
And I was telling Matt, remember, I was always the one with issues with Google Hangouts with
he
you
was
guys.
the first one in.
Hey,
Heyo.
So Lee Navarro from the Phoenix Overdrive Nation. How are you, sir? What's new? Anything?
Yeah, a lot. Life.
Cool.
Chaotic, hectic.
that's good.
Your kids are getting big. You're jealous of all this new stove technology. And,
I am. I am
and,
super jealous of it.
And you crapped your pants during Family Picture Day,
Yes.
according to a meme I
According
made.
to a meme. Yeah. Per that meme, I crap my pants. I mean,
Yeah, great.
I
It
mean,
happens.
to be fair, I probably did when I was little too.
Sacrifice for the art.
so it happens.
More like fart. Am I right?
Oh,
Oh, man.
He's really embracing that dad joke thing, isn't he?
I am. I've been taking classes.
Taking classes on dad jokes.
Yep.
Speaking of dad jokes, I got a story for you.
Oh boy,
here we
is
go.
this gonna be? A good
So Reba and I went to Tired Hands again this weekend, and when we
My hands are tired too.
that's a totally different problem.
Oh.
So we went. To
I'm not
Tired
gonna make my
Hands.
joke.
Their hands are tired from working the mead, not the meat.
We'll save that for question time. So we went to Tired Hands, and we have kind of a ritual when we go to Tired Hands. She always gets black bean nachos, and this week, the nachos kind of lasted us throughout the whole meal. So when we were walking toward, and we go to Trader Joe's afterwards, so we're going to Trader Joe's. We're walking from the car to the store, and she puts her hands on her belly. She goes, "I'm wobbly. I think I'm nacho drunk." And then she looks at me and goes, "It's nacho fault." I'm like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?"
Should I be taking notes from Reba?
I'm like,
From these dad jokes?
honestly, I no dad joke has made me close to as angry as Jeff's Oninyaki joke did, and that was like, man, you need to talk to Jeff Glasson. You need to. I'm not sure who that works better for, you or him.
And repent for your sins.
Fuck.
Nice.
Other than that, we had a good weekend. We did a lot of food prep. We made not one but 3 homemade pizzas,
Ooh, fancy pants.
a stew, and 2 casseroles.
Boy, do I want pizza right now.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
man.
lie.
Yeah. It's
Oh, man.
good.
How was everybody's weekend before we get into it?
Mine was wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Cool. Lots of excitement.
There was. I saw.
Yeah.
I went. We finally saw Aladdin, the remake. By far,
Right.
by far the best of the Disney remakes. By like a mile. By like 30 miles.
Wow.
Like almost to Canada miles. It was awesome. And then but for the record, I hated the Beauty and the Beast remake. It was terrible.
I don't think many people liked it, so
Somebody did it, won stuff. But sometimes I think Disney gets a little boost of, because they're Disney. But
I did not
Oh,
like the original, and I'm in a severe minority.
Well, I like the original. I hated the remake. It was bad, and a lot of the animation was really bothersome. Like when they're fighting on the roof, and the beast doesn't have any shadows. You know, that's
Well, okay, so this comes back to our Indiana Jones talk. You know, if we're gonna really talk about realism, you're watching a fully CG Disney movie.
I mean, I'm not complaining that it's CG. That I don't care
About an anthropomorphic beast.
but that he didn't have any shadows when he was running on the roof of a castle, which is supposed to be a realistic looking castle, and he doesn't have shadows when there's lights coming down on him. Anyways,
Anthropomorphic beast.
Anyways, let's move on.
Anyways.
Were they talking flatware in this?
I'm gonna fight you. Anyways, we also went and saw Book of Mormon, which was probably one of the best live shows I've ever seen. It was hilarious. It was obnoxious. It was very offensive, and in all the best ways possible. It was amazing. It was one of my favorite things I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I've not seen that, but I've heard it's like offensive on a profound level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's let's just say there is a scene where there is a scene of Johnny Cochran sucking Hitler's dick in hell with Satan playing a guitar. So just gonna throw that out there.
I mean, who would guess that was created by the makers of South Park? Who would guess? Who would guess?
But anyways, yeah, that was my weekend. It was good. And now the Browns are winning 13-0 right now.
Nice.
Feeling pretty good.
Hopefully they hold on to that.
We are seeing Corey at the crest of the wave before the heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm used to it. If they're ahead in the second quarter and they lose, I'm used to that. Okay, it's if they win is like, woohoo!
Shocking.
You won't even be like, woohoo! You'd be like, what is this? I don't know what this feeling is.
I don't know what it means. What is this?
What's
happening down there?
Down there. We are going to the crotch way too much this show already. Lee, how was your weekend?
Busy, but typical family stuff going on. My father-in-law's birthday was on Saturday, so we went out to lunch with him. Had to help my mother-in-law with disconnecting from cable and setting up all of her Roku devices, signing her up for YouTube TV and all that stuff.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. And Sunday was mostly just getting ready for the week, getting ready for the work week, getting ready for the school week. That's pretty much it.
It's a whole thing, isn't it?
It's a whole day of
it's a thing.
Making sure all their clothes are ready and making sure everybody's got what they need. So
who didn't do homework?
Going through all the papers that the teachers send at home because we can't do this electronically still with school. So yeah, it was fun.
If the public school is a weird thing,
yeah,
I don't know if your kids are in public school or not, but
they are. It's been an experience so far this year for them because, I mean, they send us papers that we think, okay, all this stuff should have been filled out already at this point. Why are we just asking for it now?
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Let me tell you about the slow-moving juggernaut of bureaucracy.
Oh God. It's outrageous.
As someone who is in the process of renewing his passport to go to Scotland, let me tell you.
Oh, see, I have to do that next year. My passport expires next year. I've got to get mine renewed.
Yeah, mine expired 3 years ago, and I'm shocked that the process was this smooth. I thought I was going to have to give
process. Like when my mom had hers renewed, we had to send it in. We had to expedite it because they were going on an overseas trip and this and that. Oh my gosh, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Moose, how are you? How was your weekend? What'd you do?
I'm doing good. Went camping with the wife. Got rained out. So
got rained out, yeah.
A day early. I played some Borderlands 3.
Okay, well then we'll end your weekend chat and go right into game time.
All right. Awesome.
So, before you continue on Borderlands 3, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us are going to have some things to say about it. Lee,
Yes.
in your vast busyness as a parent, avoiding your assassin daughter and making sure she doesn't kill Cole.
She side story, she bit a kid on the bus 3 times because she was hangry.
I mean,
Well,
she was a little firecracker, and I respect it.
girls are gonna do what girls are gotta do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Are you playing any games?
Yeah.
Have you finally finished StarCraft 2? No, you haven't. I'm kidding.
No, absolutely not. Why would I? After all this time, why would I? No, actually, my plan is to play that on Extra Life Game Day. But
Okay.
anyway, so as far as gaming, I actually have been playing WoW Classic. Shocking.
Okay.
Got started last Tuesday. Played about an hour or so then, and touched up on it for about another hour or so on Thursday night and Friday night. So, not Friday night, a little bit on Saturday, I should say. Friday, I kind of just crashed when I got home. So, yeah, I mean, it's going pretty. It's been pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. It definitely brings back memories. and some of them in not so good ways. I remember. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, Moose.
Yeah.
You know, all the raging and everything at the stupidest little things happening, and running around thinking to myself, "My God, where's my mount? I want my mount."
Yeah, until you get level 40.
Until you hit level 40, and then you've got to throw down 40 gold, and it's like so expensive at the time. And yeah.
Yes. Unless you're a paladin.
Oh, exactly.
You just have to do a quest.
Yep. And then you get your free mount or warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Or the druid. So
that's true. Druid gets
Druid gets that cat form.
Cat
That's so yeah. WoW Classic.
So
actually
can I
played-
ask a dumb question?
Go ahead.
Because now I've never played an MMO, let alone WoW. And as someone who listens to a lot of podcasts and people talking about WoW Classic, and some of those individuals going, why would you want to go back to that? Because and they would list reason after reason after reason, and all these like weird inconveniences about vanilla WoW.
Yeah.
And on this show with Moose and Corey, there's been a lot of times, especially out of Moose, where he says it's 2019, this should not be a thing.
Yeah.
Why go back to that?
Personally,
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Okay.
I was gonna say, and chasing a dragon.
Yeah. That's basically it. It's nostalgia. It's going back to a game that, for me, when I started, I mean, I had no clue about the game really. You know, as you were just leveling, you were kind of just going along with it.
Right.
But now that I feel like I have had a lot more experience with it, and by a lot more, I mean close to 10 years worth of experience with it. I kind of know how to play it better. And I think that gives me a little bit of, I don't want to say an edge, but just going back to it and playing it in its original state and playing it the way it was supposed to be played. That's where I think I'm enjoying it the most, is knowing how to play the game the way you're supposed to, and doing it from the very beginning with all that knowledge. I guess it's like going back, like if you were able to go back in time when you were a kid and you had all the knowledge in the world about how to live your life, that type of scenario.
Okay.
Okay. That's basically it for me. I mean, for no other reason. I mean, there are so many inconveniences to the game. Some of the more, I guess,
is it
quality.
like now seeing those inconveniences in hindsight, because you've played WoW since the beginning?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, are you looking at it and go, oh, this is adorable?
Yeah.
Or okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, and there's some aspects to it that I like back then. Like for my case, playing a hunter.
Okay.
WoW today, you are basically equipped with a ranged weapon,
Yeah.
bow or gun. That's it. Back in classic, back in that day, you had your bow or gun.
And
You had a melee weapon, either that or you had two melee weapons. And yeah, you did not use them as much, but they still provided you with statistics that assisted your character. Same thing with having a quiver or an ammo pouch.
Yeah.
Does not exist in WoW today. Existed back then. I like having that. Now, when it comes to the arrows and the ammo, yeah, it's unlimited today, and I kind of like that because I didn't have to go buy ammo. But
I think like you can also compare it to like if you look at one of your favorite musical bands and you're like, man, I like the stuff they're doing now. Man, those first couple albums were really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Or that first album was really, really good. And you can actually go back and like enjoy it for the first time, or see them play it live for the first time. I also think like I joined WoW when they were about to drop Burning Crusade. Like I think it was in the Rumbles, but I bought it in 2005. I think it came out in 2006, Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
So like everybody was already raiding, everybody was doing all the end game content. So I was leveling characters, got 1 to 60. And before I knew it, Burning Crusade came out, and then that changed everything because it was like nobody does the old raids anymore because now all the green gear you could get is better than the purple high-end gear stuff, even the legendary stuff that you had from the vanilla stuff. And so
you would get a pole arm from Hellfire Ramparts that was better than Thunder Fury.
Yeah, and
it was like, what was this?
You're like, okay, and so like. The game, for me, I didn't have that time to enjoy like the original game, and I agree with Lee. Like I liked having a melee weapon for the hunter because like I went back and played it not too long ago and tried playing a hunter class from scratch, and I was like, I'm like, what is this? Like they've changed it so much, and like
especially if you've like been away from it for 3 or 4 years or more,
like they fixed it in a way where it's like it's not broke. It's like, don't fix it. Like I liked having the melee weapon because you could use like the whatever the attack was to like
Raptor Strike.
Yeah, the Raptor Strike or what. And then there was another one to like lock. Was that the one that locked him in place or something?
Yeah, that was a counter strike or something like that. Yeah, Raptor Strike, and then there was counter attack, and then as a hunter you would engage counterattack, and then you would do disengage.
Yeah,
and to
run and then go to your range.
Aspect of the cheetah, all of that.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot of fun, and so I'm looking forward once I get my PC built to jumping in and starting from scratch again and having a good time with it. I think the other thing about it is just like they change things. Some things are for the better. Like in all honesty, I will play Paladin. I started with a hunter and then I moved over to Paladin because they're a hybrid class. But then in the classic days, because that was the other class I was leveling to 60 before they dropped Burning Crusade, and I got a Dwarf Paladin to level 60. And I'll be honest, Retribution was trash.
Yeah, Ret was trash in
vanilla. And so like I know that they're going back to vanilla, but it's like at least like make the Retribution class like viable. They don't have to be OP, but at least make it viable. Because I feel like Paladins got slighted, whereas in like freaking what are they, the bear cat and the
druid.
Yeah, the druid was like super OP. My buddy was a tank. He could also do DPS, and then if you really worked your stuff, you could heal. What was it, the moon bear?
The moonkin.
Moonkin, that's what it was.
You could be a boomkin.
Yeah. So I'm like, why is that class like really well rounded in all three specs, and then the paladin like you're a really good healer, or you're a really good or a decent tank, and then like retribution is like trash.
Pally's got their bump though in Wrath when they got Ret and Prot specs to be 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
As a prop Pally, you were like a total threat rocket the minute you entered an instance. Nobody could pull anything from you.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun going back to it and playing it. And then like I feel that was my first game that I played online with anybody, and it was awesome. It was crazy, that experience, just loading it up and like running through the city and like seeing people, and you're like, I can actually go talk to that person.
Yeah.
You know, like it was crazy. I met some really good friends. Although
Well, for me, two of my groomsmen were actually like they were my best friends growing up from elementary school. So the three of us started together, and it was just, I mean, we were trying to do 5-man instances as 3-man.
yeah.
You know, my buddy was a shaman, I'm a hunter, you know, and the other one was a rogue. So none of us were tanks. So that was interesting enough as it is, but
So just running from everything.
just run
Well,
for
you get your
well,
pet to tank.
that's exactly what I did. They were like, get a pet that can tank. I'm like, okay, what? And that's the thing. It's what's a tank? What's this or that?
Yeah.
And finally, as I played the game more and more and more, that's when I started to learn more and more what the phrases were, what they meant. So yeah, I mean, eventually I built myself a pet that was a tanking pet. I remember mine was a bear. You know, just kind
Appropriate.
of
Do you
appropriate.
remember when you needed the intelligence stat to help you learn a new
Not only
weapon?
that,
Like
and only
level your weapon skills.
level your weapon skills,
Oh,
and a hunter needed intellect in order to keep their mana going.
oh
do you
my
remember-
God, it was hilarious.
Remember how hunters had mana? I'm going. That's one
Wait
of
a
the more.
I mean, personally, as someone who's never engaged with any of this, that kind of sounds logical.
If you
like,
think
in
about
order-
it, yeah, it does.
In order to learn something, you kind of need a little bit of intelligence, or at least the capacity for it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no. That does make it's just funny.
but seeing
In the
now,
grand scheme of the game
granted,
itself.
looking at an RPG where if you see a warrior that has like 68 intelligence because he's just wanted to learn how to use his sword, seems a bit weird.
Well, you'll
Mo-
still learn it. It just you learn faster the higher your intelligence.
You'll appreciate this, Moose. We had somebody apply to our guild when our guild was actually a high rank rating guild. We were number 2 on the server,
Uh-huh.
and somebody applied to the guild, and he was a warrior, and we're like, okay. And so we looked at his stats, and he stacked spirit.
Uh-huh.
And I said, why are you stacking spirit? He goes, so I can regain my health quicker. Oh, God. Get out of here. No, I'm not taking you. No.
Why is that a problem?
So that's a problem only because spirit is more of a priest
Yes.
spec.
Yeah.
They used it to increase the mana regeneration because obviously they're healing.
He was a warrior, you said?
He's a warrior.
It's strength to do damage. Because
Yeah,
also
it should be strength and stamina.
You find a healer to run with, and that healer will heal.
And that's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
no
what
concern
if
about
he
regaining
stacked
your
his spirit? No, I'm just asking. What if he stacked his spirit in a way that like he just soloed everything?
He can't.
It still wouldn't. It still wouldn't.
It still
be
wouldn't work.
You're better off. You're
Only
better
because
off strength.
only because gear, the gear you would find wouldn't give you strength and spirit. It would be spirit and stamina or strength and stamina.
Okay.
That would be kind
was-
of like Bloodborne, where you're like, I'm using a strength-based weapon, and you're like, oh, but I'm gonna kind of go and level some arcane. It's like because arcane possibly increases your health regen, and you're like, well, no. In Bloodborne, just go strength. You know what I mean? Like go for what scales with your weapon, and in this case, your weapon is your character. So, anyways, anything else, Lee?
Yeah, this WoW.
This WoW's been pretty long. It was fun.
This
and I
conversation's
appreciate
too
it.
long.
I appreciate it because
Corey, where are we right now? I don't know how to get back.
I don't know. I'm watching the Browns. I
Anyways.
totally tuned out.
anything else, Lee?
Actually played Forza
Okay.
and actually tried out State of Decay 2 because I've been meaning to try it out. And I like it. It was interesting. I didn't get too far into it, so it's one of those games I might just go back to just once in a while, just to, if I feel the urge for it. And then I've also been playing Dead Cells a lot, so that's a ton of fun.
You.
I played that game a few times.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I like how I like the premise behind the game. So, yeah, I mean, I've been able to game, not as much as I want to, but I've been able to do it. That's all I care about.
Sometimes you take what you can.
Pretty much.
So Corey,
Yeah.
how's Gears 5?
It's pretty good.
Pretty.
It's pretty good. I haven't gotten to play as much as I have wanted to, but I've been playing through the campaign with Jesse. So,
Okay.
and he only has the weekends where we can actually play together. So, I'm trying to hold off on the campaign until we can finish it together. But I don't know if I can wait that long because it's really good.
You don't have to. Just do your thing, man.
I do have to. I do. It's in my head. I have to.
Okay.
I have to.
You're a good friend.
I try my hardest. But all the issues I have with Gears 4, like slow pace, kind of like feeling like more Gears. After that first act, it opens up into this really, really beautiful landscape, and it's kind of semi-open world, kind of like it's not really like open world, but it's more like Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider games, where you kind of have these hubs that you go to, and there's different objectives within the open world aside from your main objective, and
Okay.
you ride this weird like air glider skid thing. It's kind of fun to drive around.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, where you stand on the cloud and it flies around.
Yeah, kind of, but
Okay.
you can store heavy weapons on the front of it, which is pretty cool. Like if you want to keep a weapon, but you already have two like on your back or whatever, you can store one on the front of this. You can store, I think, up to 3 on the front of the skid. So it's really fun. We're about
Gears of War has an artillery cloud.
it does.
Awesome.
It's a good time.
Robot buddies and artillery clouds.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like you can upgrade Jack, which is the robot, and
One
he
of the
can
first times I've ever asked myself, why don't I have an Xbox One?
he can actually like do things now. He can go grab ammo and weapons on the battlefield while you're in cover for you.
Nice.
He can stun enemies. He can stealthily take them out. He can set off traps. He can. He can do so many things. It's awesome. He can revive you, which is big if you're playing by yourself.
Yeah, that is big.
So I mean, they really added a cool upgrade system to Jack. It's cool. So the weapons feel good. They changed the way some of the weapons work. Like it's like the Lancer. They cut the clip in half, but they made it more powerful. They added a third Lancer with a rocket launcher on the front of it, where you kind of laser point. It's more of like it has a laser on the front of it, and you point it where you want the rockets to land, and then a shell will shoot out and just drop like 4 or 5 explosions where your laser was pointed, so you can take out multiple enemies at once. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
Isn't it also when you enter a room, the bad guys just don't come at you right away? You actually can set yourself up more tactically, or
well, you can do that. It in the more traditional missions, they still kind of you enter a room and it's like, okay, this is clearly an arena, and there's cover, and there's obviously enemies going to come through this way after we hit the button or turn the light on, or magically open the door with 2 people, which I don't know why it always takes 2 people to open doors, but especially with how big they all are. But,
Gotta use those muscles, all the time.
I know.
heavy doors.
That's why they have neck muscles.
But I think the most interesting thing about the game is the story, actually, where Gears 4 kind of set up some pretty interesting things, but you're kind of like, okay, this is kind of predictable. It's Gears, but it's actually going places and exploring, like almost like and I don't want to say this because I'm not a doctor, but like it's almost exploring like a multiple personality type of trait within Kate, and because at the end of Gears 4 they revealed something pretty major about her bloodline, and I don't really want to spoil anything for people who actually want to play through Gears 4 and Gears 5. If you're gonna play Gears 5, you need to play Gears 4 first. Like that is a must.
You just answered my next question.
Yeah, there are 2 catch-up videos that you can watch at the beginning of Gears 5. There's previously on Gears, which explains the story of Gears 4, but then it also has a state of the Gears universe, and it kind of goes through the whole saga up to this point. So
thousands of years ago.
So I mean, it'll catch you up, but the catch-up videos miss a lot of key things from Gears 4 that maybe if you are more interested in, maybe you should just play Gears 4 first. It's not that long. It's only about 8 or 9 hours, the campaign. So
Becky and I have it about halfway through, so I think we'll end up finishing that before both of us dive into Gears 5. We just want to finish the story in Gears 4.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm loving it. I wish I had more time to play more, but I've also been playing other things and trying to get some stuff situated. So the only other things I've really been playing are stuff that you don't really need to talk about. So
What do you mean?
like
You can mention them.
no, I know, but like Blackout and Fire Emblem and Overwatch and just the the whole slew of games that just streamy stuff. So
Just mixing it up, as it were.
I am, I have been. It's been
Cool.
fun though. It's cool though. I mean, I've met a lot of cool people the last few weeks.
That's
I'm not
awesome,
gonna,
man.
not gonna lie to you, just from streaming, and I joined a few Mixer communities on Facebook and Twitter. I guess you can be added to lists or whatever. I don't know how Twitter works. I'm too
Me
old.
neither. I got added to a gaming nerd list. I don't know what that means.
So it just means basically what the lists are is it's a way for people to not have to follow you, and they can just put you on a list, and they go to their lists inside their homepage, and it'll show them all the tweets in regards to everybody they added to that list. So like I have a list for indie developers. Even if like I follow them, I have the list so that I can go to the list. So it's kind of like, this is the group of indie people that I just want to see their tweets, and that's what it does for you. So it's not like mixed in your timeline. It's just like, hey, what have indies been up to today? And you just go in there and just go and see like what everyone's doing.
It's weird. I've been on Twitter for 12 years, and I'm now figuring out how it works.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I just wish I need to use Twitter more to optimize it, and I keep saying that, but it never happens. So anyway.
Okay.
But other than that, I just kind of I have been retooling the website because WordPress changed a lot of things and it effed everything up, and so that's been fun.
Cool.
I also made myself a cool logo that I don't know if it'll ever debut anywhere, but it's cool.
Nice.
I mean,
It's on
awesome.
it's on the website right now. But I might take it off because I just wanted it to look cool. But
why take it off?
I don't know, because it's weird.
Yes.
It's cool. It's my initials, but it looks like a classic game controller. So
Ooh, nice. Hell yeah.
But that's it. I've been working a lot on stuff that maybe I shouldn't be working on, but I do. Anyway,
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I tried real hard.
That's awesome. No, keep that. Keep that.
So, oh boy, we're getting hits on the website, guys.
Yeah. One. No, definitely keep that. You should make that your Mixer logo. I'm just saying it right now. You should do it.
I was thinking about it, but I kind of like my face.
Corey, do it.
I might use it as a watermark on my streams, to be honest with you, though.
There you go.
Could do that.
Do that.
It's a good way to do it. It's a good way to use it.
Yeah.
All right, Moose, you and I've got some things to talk about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to talk about
Ooh, I do like that. That looks really good,
We
man.
do have to
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
nice.
we have to talk about Blasphemous.
Love that.
We have to talk about Borderlands.
Love that.
We have to talk about. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one probably going to be talking about Daemon X Machina,
Probably
No,
because you picked it up.
I played the demo, the new
recent one.
the new
Okay.
one.
Okay, and then Remnant.
Yeah.
Remnant.
So let's. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to have the most to talk about Borderlands. So we can talk about that last.
And Blasphemous.
Okay.
So,
So
I mean,
I'll talk about Remnant. Jason Marshall and I beat Remnant this weekend.
I really want to play that game.
You should. You should. Like I mean, play it with Jesse. It's pretty easy to co-op. You can go into his world. He can go into your world. You both level up and gain stuff in both worlds. It's a good time.
We're in each other's worlds. We're
Exactly.
like bros.
Exactly. I mean, I know you're playing more on Xbox, so that's probably. I'm just suggesting that, and then because you and I are never online at the same time.
Maybe I should just start getting up early and playing with people, like at like 3 a.m.
I mean, well,
Forget
I'm not-
sleep. What do you need sleep?
I'm not on till 10, so usually everyone's at work by the time I'm on.
I am at work at 10 o'clock.
So we beat that. That game is so goddamn good. I think I really like the final boss fight. I know you've seen it, Moose, because that's where you're at right now.
mm-hmm.
I think it's a really cool puzzle that they created for that boss fight. However, it is unbearably obtuse if you don't know anybody that's gone in or you haven't seen anything on it, because you walk in there and it's a straightforward thing until you finish that thing, and then you're like, I don't know how to do damage anymore. So yeah, but that game is some of the best that's probably the best third person shooting mechanics that don't involve cover that I've played since Destiny. And I did not play Destiny 2. But yeah, that game is really, really good. The melee's fun. I mean, everything about that game is fun to do. It's difficult at times. But the majority of the game is difficult, but not insurmountable. It's difficult in a way that as long as you have to find a way to make progress, and eventually you overcome. Anything to add there, Moose?
I just love the game. The boss fight was tough, or is tough. So I haven't beaten it yet. So now that Borderlands 3 is out, I'm putting Remnant on the shelf until my next work from home day, which is next Monday.
And you and I are beating that final boss.
Well, yeah, you, me, and Jason. Let's see if Jason will have time and making a plan for the three of us to get in there, because I feel like the three of us you and I. Like, the good thing about Remnant is it's also like Dark Souls, where you have progression.
Mm-hmm.
Like you like learn from the fight, and you're like, this is this, and like you learn their patterns. And we were getting really good, getting real far into the second, where we get into the second stage, and the second stage is a little confusing at times. But like we were getting it, and then Jason joined us, and we were doing better, and we just kept wiping in the second phase, and now it's like, okay, well. Now you two have beaten it, so it's like, okay, well, let's see what we can do with you guys beating it and jump in there and knock it out. But I definitely want to try and get the platinum in that game.
Me too.
I think the adventure mode was added Friday.
It's added Thursday.
Okay, so my bad, the 12th, right? Yeah, so it was added the 12th. So that allows you to re-roll your worlds without re-rolling your
character.
Your playthrough, so you don't have to go in the New Game Plus. So this allows you to try and get the bosses that you're missing from your first playthrough without having to go into a harder playthrough, which is a lot nicer, because then you're not like having to do a whole new playthrough to get to some of the bosses. So
yeah,
that's nice. But so anyways, it's a good game. Price is perfect. shooting
$40.
in it's good. I like the melee in it. I mean, yeah, there's some bugs. The game-breaking bugs that we experienced the most. I don't know if we talked about it on the last show, but the whole like when you die if you're shooting your gun, like then you like get rezzed and you're aiming down the sights. You might not be shooting, but you're aiming
Yeah,
down.
well, I think we decided that wasn't really game breaking. It's just
Well, it wasn't game breaking until the end boss.
Yeah.
When you're trying to like melee the ads that are right on top of you, when probably you should just be rolling.
Right.
But anyways, it gets kind of heated in that battle. But
Oh, it does.
it's a good game. I highly recommend checking it out. I mean, it's worth the price tag. It would even be worth it if it was a $60 game. But the price tag it's at now is really good, and then if you can catch it on sale, it's even better for you. It's a win-win. So that's all.
And then I started Daemon X Machina,
Okay.
and I feel. I mean, I've done several missions in it. That game's fun, man. I feel that the developers and Nintendo took a lot of feedback from that original demo they released back in March, I think. They've taken a lot of that. They've made a lot of necessary changes that streamline a ton in that game. And it's really fun. It's a mech game that I've wanted for a while. Well, actually, it's a mech game that I didn't know I wanted until recently, because I've just spent the better part of the last year getting back into mecha stuff. I wasn't hardcore into it before. I think I'm probably further in now than I've ever been, but giant robots are freaking cool, man. And
They are all right.
Piloting them with an anime character is awesome. I really like the combat in this game. I really like the scale of boss encounters and giant fights that you have to navigate through. I like the management of all the stats that goes in that fight. This game reminds me a little bit of a lot, and I am severely looking forward to playing more of it. Corey, any thoughts?
I still don't like it. I mean, I know I'm kind of in the minority of people within our circles about that, but like, I don't know. I say what you want about Anthem, but I think Anthem's flying was perfect. And,
no, I agree.
And
totally.
I played that first demo after I started playing Anthem, and it still feels clunky and weird to me, and I'm just not into it. But again, I know I'm kind of in the minority with the people that we kind of.
Well, but see, now with Anthem, I kind of feel like they needed to make the flying perfect, just in order to we talk about gameplay being king here. Like, if you can't do the thing in a fun way, it's not worth doing. And unfortunately for Anthem, doing the thing was the only fun thing. Engaging with the rest of it was rather disappointing. I powered through that to roll credits.
I don't know how you did it, to be honest with you.
I spent a lot of time hoping for things to just get a touch better, and they never did. I'm still watching, the updates with Anthem, and I will go back.
I mean, I don't think it's like, look, everybody said Destiny was dead, right? Like, and look how many times that's been dead and then come back and dead and come back. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Anthem could come back and be like a pretty decent game at some point.
Sure.
But like, look at No Man's Sky, look at, some of these other games that have just had a.
I think the world at large was wrong about No Man's Sky. I don't think the world at large is wrong about Anthem.
Yeah.
I feel like the Destiny is dead thing. Like, let's talk about context here. What was the thing Bungie did before Destiny?
Halo.
Halo what? Reach or 4?
Reach.
Okay. Pretty acclaimed game, pretty decent game on top of that. So there's goodwill there. The last thing that BioWare did before Anthem was Mass Effect Andromeda. So public perception was
different team though.
No. It's a different team. The last thing that the team that did Anthem was
Yes.
Mass Effect.
Hear me out. We're the world at large. Quit shaking your head and let me finish, Moose. Quit shaking your head and let me finish. The world at large does not know that there are multiple teams at BioWare. We do because we pay attention, but the people that aren't paying attention in our way don't know that. So if they see BioWare and Anthem, they're like, oh, Mass Effect Andromeda was a big shitstorm. So why is this going to be good? So and even if they're going to buy it, they're probably going in with a negative.
Which a lot of people did.
Exactly. And I don't. And you're not wrong. I'm not trying to like say you're wrong by talking about which team did what. Also, like even with what we found out about Anthem post-release, like they had to basically pivot that game before its reveal 2 or 3 years ago now.
The flying was added in the last year of development.
Yeah, like I mean they've had to hard pivot so much on that game. There was no way that it was going to come out coherent or even good. The fact that the flying is still fun to do is kind of a miracle.
Yeah, kind of.
Flying in that. So Matt, you think the flying is better in Anthem than Daemon X Machina?
It is, but getting back to Daemon X Machina, I think the reason it's clunky, because you're kind of representing a human being controlling a giant unwieldy
It's
machine.
deliberate. Like the clunkiness is definitely deliberate in that game. Like I realized that it just wasn't working for me. You know, I
Sure.
Yeah, and that's not every game's for everybody.
Exactly.
Just gonna throw that caveat out there.
Exactly. But yeah, I
This
like
might
Daemon
sound-
X. Huh?
Well, this might sound stupid, but could it also be because of what it was developed for? As far as like the clunkiness of the flying, I mean,
No.
No.
developmental wise, no.
No.
No. This is a very deliberate.
Yeah.
This is a
okay.
deliberate choice. It's not the fact that the Switch is inferior hardware to the 80s cyberpunk nightmare you have around you, Lee.
I mean, I want lights like that.
Right?
I mean, I've got 4 down here that are doing
I
this.
can't tell
whole
if those are
thing.
PCs or if you're at a discotheque, man. What's going on over there?
I like my RGB. What can I say?
This is my top secret volcano lair.
I just want
But-
sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads.
But no, I think that's a. Uh-oh.
Bagel!
Get him, Bagel.
Bagel.
Bagel!
Defend the castle with your life, dear dog. Godspeed. No, this is a deliberate choice.
Okay.
Like it's not. I mean, I think when you have a lot more on screen, it starts to get a little framey. But other than that, like it's.
Because I remember seeing it last was it last year that it was shown on E3?
Yes.
Right?
I think that was the first time.
It was shown during a direct. I don't know if it was the
Yeah.
E3 direct, but
I think it was the E3 Direct of 2018.
Okay. I remember seeing it. I mean, it kind of piqued my interest a little bit, but it kind of flew over my radar. I didn't realize it was already out, so
Yeah.
I may have to.
I mean, I think putting it up against Astral Chain was probably not the best of ideas either. Especially since that game is so critically acclaimed, and this one is trying to do something different. And
Well, I think a game like Daemon X Machina it's not gonna compete with Astral Chain because they're actually aiming at different things. A mech game in this day and age is aiming at like mech fans will probably go to it.
yeah,
I think this is also, I think this is also involved with the people. No, it's not. Never mind. It's not involved with the people who did Xenoblade. But this is also. I think there's actually a lot of people who worked on Armored Core as a series.
Yeah, I think some of the team is from old Armor Core stuff.
Yeah, and like I mean, Austin Walker on Waypoint, he's like, this is kind of a nice successor to the Armored Core games, despite not being really the same.
Yeah.
But you know, it just kind of speaks to, let's hope From Software does something with Armored Core in the future. I mean, as someone who never played those games, if this is even remotely reminding of that, I kind of want to play them now. And then next, Moose, let's talk about Blasphemous.
Sure.
Blasphemous.
This game starts off in a fucking place.
Like the game, I think the game is has got a dark setting. I think I kind of agree with some opinions that it just everybody in the game wants to be in agony, including the main protagonist, if you want to call him that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the combat's pretty good. I haven't gotten too far in the story. I beat the first boss on the second try, so that wasn't really that bad. I probably could have done it on the first try if I timed my. So like,
Now, are you playing on PS4 or Switch?
PS4. So if I would have timed my dash moves a little bit better, I probably could have got through a lot of his attacks. And then, so I'm enjoying the combat in the game. Like I stated before, it's a lot faster than what I thought it was going to be. So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the fact that you have a block move, but so basically you just have a big sword. So there's no shield, but you have a block move. If you time it correctly, then you can damage.
Parry.
Yeah, it's like a parry. So it's kind of like more. I should say more. It's a block, but more of a parry in the Dark Souls games. And then you have a slide move where you can slide through lighter enemies. You have to wait till heavier enemies attack before you can slide through. So like lighter enemies, you can either parry or slide through, and then heavy hitting enemies, you have to like be like, well, I'm just gonna slide through you when I attack, or when you attack, and then get them from behind. That's what she said. But
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wow.
Wow!
So
I'm gonna slide through and you attack, get you from behind.
there's and then
Whoa.
I like
You're
the-
next.
Moose get me excited. I'm gonna slide into your DMs.
You know my handle.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Anyway.
Wow.
All sorts of metaphors here.
So I like the you get I forget what you collect, but you'll collect like this power, like you'll power your meter up as you kill enemies, and then
That's fervor.
Yeah, your fervor, that's what it is. So you can, and then you can do special attacks later, which is nice. And then what I really enjoy, and I mentioned it on Twitter, is the death mechanic of the game. Because the death mechanic of the game is a lot different than Dark Souls. So like when you die in Blasphemous, you don't lose your leveling up
You don't lose your currency.
You don't lose your currency. What you do lose, you actually don't lose anything. You gain what's called guilt. So you'll die in the last spot that you wore, and what happens is you have a little, like a figurine of yourself standing there, and if you don't go and collect it, and you keep dying, the more guilt you deposit throughout the world, and what happens is it eats into your fervor meter, so you can't do your special attacks, and so it kind of limits your ability to get back to them or progress in the game. And so you have two ways of getting it back. One, like in Souls or Bloodborne, go back and collect your souls or echoes, or you can go to certain quote unquote shrines and have someone absolve you of your sins or your guilt, and then
They're called confessor statues, and they are some chozo ass looking. like they are religious Metroid. That's what they are.
So you can go and repent or whatever, and they'll take away your guilt for the world for a certain cost, and then you'll be back to square one, which is nice. And then, like, I really like how they built on the so like the game, I feel, is more like, it's less like Dark Souls in the fact that you only have one weapon, but it's kind of like Sekiro, where you have many things that can augment that weapon or like add on to yourself. So like you'll have a rosary bead, and like you could find throughout the world. You'll beat like a heavy mini boss, and you'll find an item behind him, and you can put it on your rosary, and it like increases your
something.
increases something, like increases your fervor collection. And then there's items you can put on your sword but that one's cool because it's like you get a positive, but you get a negative. So like you can defend with your block for longer. You have a longer window to block, but you're also left open longer for more attacks when you do block. So it's like you actually have to time your block, or you get punished by the enemy. So it's a fun game. The only complaint I have, which I seem to be hearing from a bunch of people, one of the streamers I watch, he was playing it and he was having issues with the controller input, and I was having issues with that. Like when trying to jump on ladders, like I'd be jumping over a pit of spikes right at the ladder, and I'd be tapping up on the D-pad to climb up the ladder, and my guy would just go falling to his death in the spikes, and I'm like, okay, like it's really weird. I even tried waiting until I was over the ladder, hit it. I tried jumping over the ladder and just like spamming the up on the D-pad until it caught, and it was very weird. Like it's almost to the point where it's like, why is it laggy like that? It should be pretty instantaneous. So maybe it's something they fix in a patch. They get that feedback from a lot of people and fix it. It's not game breaking. It's just one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm switching from Dead Cells to Blasphemous, so it's kind of like going from Bloodborne to Dark Souls, where you're like, okay, you roll a little bit different, or like you know what I mean? Like you just have to like learn how the input works for the game and adjust, and you'll be fine. But I'm enjoying it and loving it. The game is just awesome, and the world is just freaking crazy. So Matt, what are your thoughts on it?
I love this game.
How many bosses have you beat? I've only beat one because that's all the time I've had with it. But
I've been playing exclusively on Switch. I had to start a second character because speaking of glitches, and I actually reached out to the developer on this just because I got to this boss. I finished them off at the exact same time they finished me off. It respawned me in the boss arena.
Just the way she likes it.
And I mean, it respawned me in the boss arena, but all the doors are locked and I can't leave, and the boss is gone.
Oh, so you got locked. So you had to start a second character.
So I started a second character because that now I went back. There was something I didn't do at the beginning of the playthrough because I found something. And I'm wondering if that is a fix for it, and I just didn't do it, so now I'm just stuck. But I reached out to the developer and said, hey, this happened. I figure I should just mention it just in case it becomes like a common occurrence. Yes, it's frustrating. No, I'm not giving up the game because I'm really only, like, I think at that point I had defeated 6 bosses. And I'm having way too much fun with it to stop. But I had that happen, and so now I've started over, and I'm just basically fully exploring everything. And in that first character, really didn't look at the map all that much, which was kind of a bad idea, because I'm already finding way more like bile flasks. So now I'm like upgrading that.
Nice.
This game, a lot of folks I've seen talk about it. They tend to be pretty dismissive of it as like, oh, we're just going for super dark and edgelordy, and I'm like, I mean, as someone who's not really religious, I've always been sort of fascinated with religious iconography and the idea of being, super devout. And this sort of taps into that. I'm also noticing a lot of like, it doesn't really reference like explicitly Catholic or Western religious figures, but it's definitely. I mean, the developer isn't based in Spain, and it's definitely coming from a Spanish Inquisition-y point of view, and referencing a lot of Catholic ideology without saying, "Hey, this is John the Baptist," or "Hey, this is, Mary." I think they're also kind of looking at the surrealisticness of all of it, because there's a character you meet early on named Viridiana, and that is definitely a reference to one of my favorite film directors of all time, Luis Buñuel, who had a movie called Viridiana. In fact, it was banned in Spain for years because it kind of skewered the idea of religion really, really sardonically. And a lot of the Spanish public at the time did not take kindly to an actual recreation of the image of the Last Supper in this movie that had nothing to do with Jesus. It just recreated it in the movie. I mean, it's appropriate for the scene and everything. The pixel art in this game is some of the best pixel art I've seen in a very long time. It's very Dead Cells, but I think it goes a little bit further and a little more detailed than Dead Cells. And I also think the emphasis on penance and penitence and redemption is probably a little much if you're sensitive to that. I mean, not really. Sensitive to that is probably seems more derogatory than anything. But like, I feel like if you're coming at this and you are religious, and it's basically saying there's no way in hell you're worthy, that can be a bit off-putting. But I'm finding it super fascinating. I'm trying to read all the lore because I really want to see where they're going with this. But gameplay wise, and that's where the meat of this is. It's fun. I think in terms of 2D Souls likes, this is right there with Salt and Sanctuary.
Nice.
Like it is.
Yeah.
It is right there. I mean, Salt and Sanctuary does some things differently. And I just feel like this is just another side of that coin. And if you like Metroid, I mean, this is more. I feel like this is more Metroidvania than Salt and Sanctuary even is.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you like a Metroidvania, if you're not afraid of a little bit of difficulty, this game is for you. And like I said, the Confessor statues straight up Chozos from Metroid. Like they look just like the Chuzos from Guacamelee, for God's sake. This is a fun game, and it's a real looker. And the combat is Moose. We're running kind of long, so let's talk about Borderlands. Love it, hate it?
Oh, love it! Absolutely love it.
Okay. So I'm level 10.
Nice.
I'm a gunner. I have my giant mech, which is fun.
The mech bear.
Yeah. I don't like it solo.
I want a mech bear.
I could understand that.
Like I mean, as someone who soloed the first one and the second one predominantly, I'm not liking this one solo at all. I played a little bit with Jason, like after we beat Remnant in my game this morning. Jason and I are like, okay, Borderlands. And it was a lot more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling co-op. Now, I understand, in your opinion, it's a bit chaotic.
Well, it's a bit chaotic when you've got 3 people using all their powers, and then, like, I play the Beastmaster class.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you get 3 types of beast. You get a Jabber, which is like a monkey running around with a pistol, which upgrades to a shotgun, and then it's SMG. You get a Skag, which upgrades to, in the levels of Skagdom or whatever it is, and then you get a Spider Ant, and I'm using a Spider Ant now. And the Spider Ant levels up in what they do, as long because like what Borderlands added as opposed to like the previous ones is they have, I would call them auxiliary skills. So like as you move down your skill tree, you also unlock augments. So augment skills too.
Mhm.
You unlock an augment to your skill. And so I've maxed out the augments to my actual pet to where they've upgraded to like now she does corrosive damage. She's huge. And when I tell her to attack something, she'll burrow underground, pop up underneath it, doing critical damage, but then also doing a massive amount of corrosive damage in the area. And then they just act like tanks. Well, we were doing a mission last night, me, Jason, and Alan. Shout out to Alan, who's playing some Borderlands with us. And it was just chaos. You're just like, where's everybody? Where are the enemies coming from? Like it is, Borderlands 2 is never that chaotic. No matter how many people they got on the screen at once, it's never been this chaotic. And it was just like, what is going on? But you're still having fun. So
Okay.
I have not found a weapon that I don't like. What's cool about the Beastmaster 2 is it's a great class for soloing because you get a pet which acts as your tank.
Mhm.
You also get a skill for yourself. So like
Are we back on WoW again?
I went down the Spider Ant tree because you also get racks. So like your power is to shoot racks out, send racks out towards your enemies, and then an augment skill is to have those racks bring health back to you. So you're constantly regenerating health with your pet. You regenerate health that way, and then also you can increase another augmenting skill can increase the amount of racks that get sent out and the amount of times that you can do it. Like how many times you can send racks out.
So racks on racks on racks on racks.
Exactly. You
Racks on racks.
set an amount, like you whittle away something shields, get it down to half health, send the racks out to kill it, and move on to your next target.
Send those racks.
And so it's a lot of fun.
Need help? Send racks.
I found an Atlas gun where it's like shoots the tracer and then like it's one round tracer and then it switches over to your regular bullets and all your bullets go to that where that tracer hit, whichever enemy that was. It's kind of cool, but it sucks if you're trying to like change directions, like not kill that person but kill the person that's coming at you. Personally, my favorite weapon so far is the Torg assault rifle, which just shoots mini missiles. Like just like in Borderlands.
Explosions!
Exactly. And that gun is amazing. And then the shotties handle really well. The SMGs handle really well. Pistols are good. I haven't found, like Division 2, I haven't found a gun I don't like. So they did a really good job in making every single gun be really good. But I'm looking forward to playing the gunner class that you're playing, which will probably be my next one. And it's a lot of fun. It's really fun co-op. Like when Jeff and I get in a party together and start playing with our hunters because he uses the Skag, it's just freaking bonkers cities. Like we're just running around shooting stuff and looting while our pets are just wrecking shop. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I love it. Highly recommend it. Personally, I know a lot of people are giving the story shit because it's like got a crash sense of humor, but I'm like, it's funny.
Is anybody playing Borderlands for the story though? I mean, you play.
I like the
you
story,
play- this is
but I understand what you're saying. I think it's almost as good as 2 so far. Like I'm really enjoying it. So
Like I think if you really wanted to go after the story in Borderlands, you kind of have to have your P's and Q's in order.
yeah,
I mean, the only real character I've engaged with other than Lilith is Vaughn, and that guy's kind of insufferable.
yeah. There's some characters where you're just like, oh, just shut up.
But see, like I also feel like where Borderlands 1 had this almost accidental humor about it, where it was really funny, but it wasn't like going for that. In Borderlands 2 and what I played the pre-sequel, like that they were like, we have to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Borderlands 2 was somewhat successful. The pre-sequel was less so. And I feel like this is it's missing a lot more. And I think that's just because, you know, I think it's because I'm 40, like I'm almost 40, and I've heard these jokes before.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that there's it's inherently dislikable. Like I don't think it's as dislikable as, say, Drawn to Death was. This is just like we're trying to be on the cusp of internet meme culture, and you know, by the time you get to the Borderlands story, all that stuff has already happened because that stuff is moving a lot faster than it was in, say, 2012 when Borderlands 2 came out. I mean, if I were to, my one real complaint with Borderlands, and this is probably more of a me thing than a game thing, is the skill tree is kind of confusing, and I think that's probably more of my time away from the series and lack of familiarity than anything else. Also, if I want to be fully honest, I'm not taking the time to read a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because that's what I want to do in a Borderlands game, is read.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
The problem is the skill tree is like more in depth. Because like I was saying, like you have
active, passive shit for your ability, and then
and then you've got the augmenting skills as you move down the tree that you can assign to your main, like my Rax or to my Spider Ant, you know.
Right.
And so like you said, it's like, what the hell are these? What's going on? You know what I mean?
And then, but see, you look at that, you're like, nope. I just want to shoot stuff and make colorful things happen.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have a grenade that is basically a flying unicorn.
Yeah.
So
I have a bouncing grenade that's a revolt that's a carousel minigun. So it bounces and it shoots bullets as it rotates, and then every time it hits the ground, it drops a grenade, and it does it 5 times, and then when they all explode, they all just shoot mini bullets like a machine gun. And I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen, and it's awesome.
I mean, now if you really want to roll at Borderlands story, first off, I feel like the Typhon logs or whatever.
Yeah.
Jason and I were going through those in my first region, and they've got some quotes.
Yeah.
They've got some quotes. I mean, like, for example, the one that made Jason and I just giggle was, when you step in shit, consider the upside.
Yeah,
that's the end of it.
He was a turd farmer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good source of fuel. And it's like, so I always used to say, when you step in shit, look at the upside. It's like, okay,
like, that's the end of it. What's the upside?
Yeah. Its humor can be a little bit crash at points, but it's a Borderlands game. What do you fucking expect?
Like, I mean, this is and so. Though it's impossible now, long story short, it's more Borderlands. And if you didn't like more Borderlands the last time, you're not going to like it this time.
But I feel like they did do some really good quality of life changes.
Yes.
And that's the good thing.
Feel like the social stuff kind of gets in the way, though.
Well, what's nice is like...
And you can turn it off. Mean, everything is turn-offable, which is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. But then,
I
like,
just created
also...
a word, turn-offable, right?
It's a word. If you stick to like one gun type, that company will be like, your dedication to our company, and they'll send you stuff like loot. And sometimes you might get a new rare or a new epic rares, blue, epic, purple. But you'll get those types of weapons. You'll be like, oh, this is better than what I have. Yeah. And you'll be able to use it, or you can send your friends gear, or that's where all your shift codes and your other stuff come is in the mail. Like, the quality of life stuff that's great is like when you lose loot from leaving a world, it shows up on your ship, so you can go and actually pick it up. So like anything of importance, like, you don't have to like think about getting it. You could just run through a level. Like, there's levels where like shit just explodes and it goes off the side of a cliff, and you're like, I'm watching that epic just like fall down to nowhere.
Oh yeah, I watched a whole bunch of money fly out of a rack and to a place where I cannot get it. And I'm like,
yeah, so like at least they developed that and put that in place, and so it's pretty cool. Like, their quality of life stuff is really good.
Started doing some legendary hunts. It's nice to see old Hammerlock back. I miss that guy.
Yeah. Hammerlock's good.
I'm kind of. I mean, I know that I looked through the trophy list, and I know that like 0 comes back to what is it, Bagel?
Mommy, Daddy won't shut up about the Borderlands.
He's like, you're telling me it's 10:20, and we need to get to user questions. Okay, let's get to user questions
Sounds good. That's a great segue.
because we have been going a while. Who knew we'd have so much to talk about? So it's question time here on Nerds Gone Rogue, and because I am just an amazing host, I forgot to talk about the giveaway we're doing.
That's fine.
So Nerds Gone Rogue podcast at gmail.com. Send us screenshots of your subscription to all of our services, or your subscription to us on your podcast service of choice, and a review. And you have up to 3 entries. So subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Nerds Gone Rogue. Subscribe to us on your podcast service of choice, Nerds Gone Rogue. You know what it is. And if you write a review,
if you don't know by now,
if you write a review on your podcast service, send us a screenshot of all of it, and that is 3 entries.
all of it.
We are giving away Call of Duty. Is it just called Modern Warfare now?
It is called Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Yes. Oh, great. So confusing. We have what 5 weeks till it comes out.
I saw a great thing on the internet that said, of course, the first Modern Warfare is called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and the 4th Modern Warfare game is just called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yep.
Video games. So we're giving it away the week it comes out. It comes out in 5 weeks. I don't remember the exact date, but you've got time.
I think it's the 25th? Question mark, maybe?
Sure.
Yep.
You've got time. Look it up. That's when you have to get your entries in. I'm going to go to questions. You can send us questions at nerdsgoneroguepodcast@gmail.com. Ask us on Twitter at nerdsgonerogue or Instagram at nerdsgonerogue_official. Or you can ask them in our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/nerdsgonerogue community. First up, progenitor of this podcast. I just thought of a 3 Men and a Baby joke, but because it was you, me, and Todd. Todd Oxtra, if you could name next gen, what would you call them? Forgetting what previous gens were called, excluding the next Nintendo system.
PlayStation and Xbox.
So Sony and Microsoft, and what would you call it? I kind of want to call Nintendo just the Dolphin, just for funsies.
There you go.
The Nintendo Entertainment System.
And look at Corey with the Dave Matthews Band level creativity. Moose?
I can find a trombone player in the background if you want.
I mean, I'm legit. I legit got to keep the train going for Sony, so it would be the PlayStation 5, and then the Xbox.
So even excluding previous gens names, forgetting about all that, you would just say we're just gonna call this the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just 5th one right out the gate.
Yep. 5th one right out of the gate, and then what are we in? So it was a 360. So they thought it would be the 720. So
Then it turned into 1.
720 times 2. I would
1440.
I'd go 1440. We got the Xbox 1440. I'd come back with the numbers like 360.
Fuck that Xbox 4K. Take your 1440 and shove it. Or Xbox 56K. Yeah, there we go. Remember that?
But anyways,
Lee knows what I'm talking about, don't you?
The
You just don't think the joke's
Xbox
funny.
Dreamcast.
I'll probably go back to just regular Xbox.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna call the Sony system the Pony Express, and we're gonna call the Microsoft system the Bot 2.
The crap box 2.
Crack.
Crackbot. Okay, and Corey just listed out what they are. Hendrix Pasternak asks us,
Matt's best friend.
no, he's just my favorite name in the Nerds Gone Rogue community. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a really good name.
It is a good name. I like it too.
How do you entertain yourself outside of games? What else are you into? No idea what you're talking about.
What's entertainment? I do not know.
Lee, let's start with you.
Actually, it's probably I want to say my kids. It just. I hate to
Jules is
say it, just
entertaining. She's always trying to kill you.
she's her own entertainment, but in honesty, like kind of just helping them learn life as it goes on, and this year I'm going to be coaching Cole for basketball.
Ooh.
Next summer I'm actually going to be coaching his baseball team as well. So
Lee, can you please wear some John Stockton shorts while you're coaching?
John Stockton
Dude,
shorts.
I want it, dude. He's gonna wear a red sweater with a white collar, and he's gonna start throwing chairs.
Are you gonna start choking kids out?
Yeah, with a chair. I want to just beat them over there with a chair.
Or you could wear a Bill Belichick sweatshirt, like just
Wear a cutoff hoodie.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, remember, deflate the ball, goes in faster. Oh,
That's the thing. It's like I was actually thinking about this last year when his coach came up to me and asked me to be his assistant, and I said, "What would be an appropriate attire to wear whenever I'm coaching?"
just
Because
wear a
I don't
suit and
want them
tie.
to-
It'd be hilarious.
Just walk it
Slick
exactly.
your
I said
hair back,
I
you
should
be
walk
Pat
in.
Riley.
Pat Riley, exactly. That was my thought. Pull off a Pat Riley.
There you go. That works.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my answer. It's pretty much my kids are they occupy my life outside of gaming, and you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.
Corey?
Oh boy. I don't know. I try to spend what free time I do have with my wife and kid, and we've been watching a lot of TV shows and movies and stuff lately, and I'm very entertained by this Browns game right now as Odell Beckham Jr. scores a touchdown.
Cool.
That's pretty entertaining.
What's the score?
It is now 22-3.
Nice.
Who are they playing?
The Jets. He just scored an 89-yard touchdown.
Oh, it's the Jets. Of course they're going to be the Jets.
And they're playing at the Meadowlands, so
And Sam
is-
Sam Darnold is out for the season. So
Bird.
backup QB.
Sorry, Rob Rinaldi.
Drew Brees is out for the season too. I thought.
Yeah, he
I
broke
read
his
today.
hand. He broke his
And
hand.
Ben Roethlisberger was out for the
Yep,
for the season too.
shoulder surgery.
Yeah, Ben
Elbow
Roethlisberger
surgery.
can suck it as far as I'm concerned.
No, he already got in trouble for trying without consent. Oh,
Wow. Shitbag being a shitbag.
Ooh.
Way to go, Ben Roethlisberger.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hello.
Allegedly.
We know it. We know the truth.
That motherfucker did, as far as I'm concerned. all the must present evidence in order to be guilty. Fuck you, that fucker did it. Moose, what else? Or actually, Corey, you finished?
Yeah, I'm just watching this replay. It's real good. They've shown it about 45 times, and it gets better every time. When they
He's
the
just
slower
having fun.
the slower the motion, the more fun it becomes.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Moose, what are you into outside of games?
Burgers and beer, so gluttony and alcoholism. So
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
that's like, so here's my thing. I used to get shit from the ex-wife because I played video games. I'm like, well, you watch reality TV trash. Like, so video games are more engaging. I'm at least puzzle solving and working my hand-eye coordination.
Mhm.
So I'm at least doing something constructive. But like, I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. The next TV show I will binge watch is Jack Ryan 2, season 2 on Amazon. But other than that, I would like to get back to reading and watching more shows. But it's just like, I come home and I'm like, I could do that, or I could just shoot people in the face or run through, the lands of Blasphemous, or, like interact with the story.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about video games. I'd rather interact with my story than just be a passive observer of it. So anyways, but yeah, like I usually hang out with the wife. Like we'll take dogs on walks. We go on hikes. We just went camping this past weekend. and then like we'll go to new breweries when we can, or go to the ones of our favorite ones, and then get a burger. Like we came home from camping and eating like like dehydrated meals and like tuna, and went and got us burgers for dinner because we couldn't really. So it was like, that's pretty much what it is. But that's about it.
Well, I'll state the obvious first. Outside of games, I'm into leather. No, I'm kidding.
You're into leather. Did you say you're into leather?
Oh, Jesus God.
That's what I thought you said.
That's exactly what I said. I'm just glad.
That is exactly what it is.
Yep.
I do like a record or two, or
1,000.
Yeah, I think I'm almost to 1,000 actually.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's impressive, dude.
Real close. I try and read a lot. I don't read books so much, which is probably the one thing I wish I did more of. But every time, like, I know Reba started reading, and we've gone to Barnes and Noble a couple of times, and I've just not found a book that really jumps out to me. I've seen things like I want to read. Like, I want to actually read War and Peace. I want to finish reading Infinite Jest, but Infinite Jest has gotten a bit problematic for me in a way that I don't like, so I probably won't finish that. I do like reading classic literature when I have the bug, but it doesn't happen a lot. I do like movies a lot. I like a lot of art house cinema. So a lot of foreign films, a lot of silent films, a lot of old films. And then I genuinely like art. I don't really engage with it that much just because we've been trying to, like, we're, about to go to Scotland, and we are actually starting the process of adoption. So yeah, that's a lot of our time at this particular moment. But yeah, like recently, past couple weeks, I've actually developed an interest in like learning to cook certain things. I'm not going to learn to cook because Reba's amazing at it.
Oh, like cereal?
This motherfucker right here. I actually stated this weekend. I'm like, you know what? I've never made waffles, and I want to learn how to make waffles, and I want to get good at it.
Yeah. I've never made waffles either.
So I'm going to. That is the first thing I'm going to really sort of dig into in terms of culinary skill, I guess. I mean, trying to compete with Reba on that front would be a fool's errand. Right, because she's really good at it. Like, and I wouldn't run at that throne.
Then just compete with yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't run at that throne with all my energy.
Just do it for yourself.
So I'm trying to do things. Well, I'm trying to do things that like I know she won't cook, because she's not like a baker. So I figure maybe if I can get into that side of it, might be a little better. And I figure
one thing that I've done like the past couple of years because of Becky's work schedule, and now that she's back in school, is that I've had to take over when it comes to cooking certain meals or certain dinners during the week,
or skewering people at barbecues.
Pretty much that too.
Mm-hmm. As per another meme I made about you.
So she likes it when I cook traditional Filipino dishes because she likes to try new dishes. So my advantage in there is I know what it's going to taste like. So it's kind of been that one thing where she's told me, you just need to go cook. You just need to actually just do it and just cook. And the more you do it, the more you get better at it, the more you learn the methods that will help you succeed. And she's right. I mean, it's something that I've started to do more and more of, and I'm actually finding myself enjoying it. And one of our favorite activities for the two of us, especially if it's just the two of us at home and the kids are away at grandma's is, we like to cook together and create like a whole meal together. So it's just something that, yeah, definitely just do it for yourself. Just
Yeah.
for the fact that you want to do something enjoyable and, get better at it and do it for, maybe you can surprise Reba one night.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, like we've been doing a lot of food prep lately, and
Yeah.
I actually told her this weekend, like I feel like as being part of a marriage, and like I'm getting a lot more out of that than I expected to.
Yeah.
But like I figured if I start with waffles, which is something you can have as a meal, I would probably learn more of like I would like to learn more dessert stuff, mainly because with that you kind of have to be regimented and follow specific instructions. And Reba's not really good at that in the kitchen. Like she has like styles of cooking, and she'll just like, I'm gonna go with this, and then after that it's like she doesn't know a measurement that she puts into a meal. She does it all by feel. Like she's like, this is right. Oh, this is right. Oh, this is right. And I'm like, how much did you do? She's like, I don't know. And she's never made a bad meal. So
that's exactly how Becky does it.
and whereas like, and she specifically said like, I cannot bake because you have to follow it almost to the letter. And that's not what I do.
Yeah.
And so I figure I'm probably better at that. I tend to be better at that in general. So I figured I could probably long term go that way.
Absolutely.
That way, at least we're both contributing our own stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
We're into being people.
I'm not.
So,
I'm into being like a goat. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't
Corey,
know.
Corey, you are the goat.
So
you are the goat.
apparently Corey's into leather.
It's not what I meant, by the way.
I eat 10 cans.
Oh boy.
No?
So the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Malone asks, what do you think of GameStop's store closures and their potential overhaul? Do you think it's bad news for the company?
Well, if you're closing stores, probably spells a little bit of a bad news.
Well, I mean, the GameStop stuff, like 95% of their stores are still profitable. They're still making over $1 billion a year. So
I think it's more of a refocus than anything.
I mean, I think that I think that they have to overhaul now in order to survive.
Yeah, in order to survive.
Figure out what that is.
You have to cut out dead weight in order to reestablish your market, in order to reestablish what your plans are for the future. I mean, if you've got hundreds of millions of dollars in lost revenue from stores that aren't profitable, that's not a good situation for you as a company. So, reevaluate reevaluate your goals, reevaluate your thought process as to how you will continue to succeed. And there was a report out today where they are looking at changing their stores into being more of an experiential type of store where you can go in and sit and play games, and there's supposedly a retro section where you can hang out and they will be able to host tournaments, things of that nature, which could be a game changer for them as far as retail is concerned. You could rent out the space.
Yeah,
and turn it into something. So
I mean, board game cafes have become a thing. What if GameStop were to do video game cafes?
Exactly.
I'm not saying that that's not been a thing prior.
Yeah,
but those
they
don't
could
last very long. So
right, and they have the capital to back something like this up to turn it into something crazy. Here in my own city, here in Rome, New York, we have a video game. It's not a cafe, but it's a video game.
It's like a LAN.
It's called LAN Mob.
Yeah.
And basically, this is a place where you can play. They have various consoles. I mean, Nintendo's, Switches, There's Wii U's. They even have a retro section, gaming PCs, PS4s, Xbox. They even have a VR setup, and it has been a tremendous success for the city. I mean, they have kids coming into their facility after school, and they offer after school activities so kids don't run out and get in trouble doing stupid things. I mean, it could be a good situation for GameStop in communities that don't have something like this.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know Moose and I have gone on record talking about some of the dumber things that GameStop has done.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe they should melt down all those Funko Pops and just build a new type of store.
I mean, I feel like they'd have to go through the company that makes Funko Pops in order to do that.
Nope, they would just use all those creepy empty eyeballs as their floor. And then walk on it.
Those soulless hunks of plastic need to just go away. But
although I did see one the other day that I really wanted, and I hate that I wanted it, but it was the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade motorcycle with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford.
Okay.
I was I really want that.
I was looking through Instagram this weekend, and I saw someone doing a beer that was a reference to Wayne's World, and they also had the Wayne and Garth Funko Pops, and I was like,
oh my god,
that's kind of cool. I mean, I think that their time to figure it out is now, because the next generation of consoles is not going to save them. It's only going to prolong the inevitable.
Yeah.
And while they are still $1 billion company, this is the time to sweeten this is the time to strengthen the portfolio, especially if the moves you're making have the long-term goal of you being bought.
Yep.
So yeah. It sucks that people are probably going. It sucks that people are going to lose jobs.
It does.
I don't wish that on anybody, and anybody that does lose their job, I hope they find gainful employment and land on their feet quicker rather than later.
Well, I think their thing is they need to diversify their portfolio and move into areas.
I think they've tried that though. Diversifying because they rolled in the ThinkGeek stuff.
I mean, you know how many collectibles are in my local GameStop? That's just
like they've diversified to the point where it's a shit show.
My GameStop is almost unrecognizable as a GameStop when you walk in. That's how much crap is in there. Like I mean, it's just I
can't tell if I'm in a GameStop or a used toy store. Like it's
that's
weird.
true.
Yeah.
Remember KB Toys?
Yep.
Great
Miss
store.
Yep.
Miss them. So yeah, I don't think it's not necessarily bad news for the company. It's definitely it's definitely they're showing signs of figuring out a way to survive. Last question for the night, Sam Hall. Hey guys, I have a question for you all about Borderlands 3. How do you feel about the boycott against the game because of the alleged allegations against Randy Pitchford? What are your thoughts? By the way, thanks for the prize on stream, Corey. You rock. I guess Sam Hall won Borderlands 3. Congratulations, Sam Hall.
He did. I didn't even know it was him until like after it happened.
Awesome. So I'm going to get out in front of this. I'm going to say I think Randy Pitchford's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you from saying that at all.
But also the guy that he is in a shit show with, not exactly. I mean, it's two pieces of shit.
Yeah. I think his problem is it's like just run your company and shut your mouth. Just run your company.
I mean, yeah, or just step back and let someone else get in front of it.
Yeah,
I'm not now. As someone who went through the Red Dead Redemption 2 thing of like, should I buy this game or not? I ultimately bought the game because I was thinking about, like, if you boycott, the people. If I were to boycott Borderlands 3 because of Randy Pitchford, it's only that guy that I have a problem with, not the rest of the people who worked on that.
Yeah, all the other people that worked like for what 7 years.
Yeah,
Borderlands 3, like they have nothing to do with what he's doing. So it's like you're kind of like, you know. So I agree with you. It is like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I would rather. I mean, you know, it sucks that all of them have to get money.
Yeah.
Because even Randy Pitchford, but also like they have to get money. Pitchford.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they can take Borderlands away from Randy Pitchford.
But they need to step in and say, "Yo, stay out of the limelight."
Yeah, they need to shut the truck up.
Like, I mean, I understand you've got crap going on. Get through that, then come back to the line. We don't need you out here doing magic tricks. Like, we just don't. And yeah, Pitchford is not a great character.
No,
he's not a great look.
No.
Lee, any thoughts? Go ahead. You have if you have shit to say it.
I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible, but that guy's a piece of garbage. I'm just saying he's an absolute piece of garbage. I mean, we're all familiar with the infamous USB stick.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We're all familiar with what he called
magical,
barely legal.
Yeah.
No, he called it magical.
Yeah.
But
I'm
sorry, but no, you're you're a hot piece of trash.
I'm not saying Randy. Look, I'm an adult male. I'm not saying Randy Pitchford is a piece of trash because he watches porn. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for what was allegedly contained in that stick, you're a piece of trash. Exactly.
Like your balls need to be cut off. Type of piece of trash.
And then
castration.
And then what this other dude is saying, I don't care if that dude's an unsavory character as well, but if he's saying like, dude likes to mess around with kids.
Yeah. Did the other dude too? Like, did he go working for Gearbox and then he worked for? Did he go to the NRA?
Yeah, he's like their vice president or something now.
But like, also, I think this dude was like a lawyer for Gearbox too.
Yeah.
So, if there's anything I know about the legal profession, the people that know where the bodies are buried tend to be lawyers.
They know. Yeah.
I mean,
but he knew what's going on. He knew.
Yeah. I mean,
and the only reason he probably came out with it is because there's some personal issue that went on between him and Pitchford. And
I mean, and Pitchford
something happened behind the scenes.
And Pitchford filtering like $15 million in Gearbox money to Pitchford Productions, like. This doesn't seem. That doesn't seem.
No, doesn't. No. None of that adds up to me. So, I mean,
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot that goes on in there, but ultimately, as you mentioned, who's a boycott of the game is going to hurt the people who developed it the most, in my opinion. Only because they're the ones who put in all the work and all the effort into it, and they're not going to get the monetary credit that they deserve for the work they did. Yeah, it's going to happen where Pitcher is going to get his share of it,
and that sucks.
That sucks. But at the same token, at least there are some deserving people who do get it for the type of art that they developed. So there's my 2 cents.
I mean, and like, you know, for any complaint against Borderlands, I would much rather these folks get their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else, Moose? No. He's like, I don't even want to say no. I'm just shaking my head.
That's
He's
great,
like, nope.
Great for an audio show.
People are watching.
I can hear the whooshes of his glasses.
Of his key against the mic. I mean, yeah, you get to the point where it's almost like me personally, I'm almost afraid to weigh into it because I'm afraid I'm going to step into some other nonsense. but at the same time, my opinions are my own. So
That's right.
Eddie Pitcher doesn't like my opinions.
Yeah. What's he gonna do to us?
He's gonna make us disappear. Woo. No.
I'm not
No.
sure if that's the smartest or dumbest joke you could have made at that point. But I respect it. Not all the same.
That dude is definitely a Slytherin. Am I right?
Well,
I mean, as someone who is not into the Potter verse.
But you got the reference, so that's all that matters.
I am married to a Potter fan, so I kind of have to know. So that's our final question. Thank you, Sam Hall. Thank you, Deshaun. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Hendrix. I think we can call that a show.
Yeah. Probably
it's a good time.
Yeah. Lee,
Yes.
where do we find you, sir?
In Rome, New York.
Ooh.
This
I mean, you
motherfucker right
asked.
here. This
You want me to do my-
this
okay.
Randy Pitchford ass. No.
He doesn't have a stick anymore.
Did he leave it in a medieval times?
Lee,
Lee, tell the people where to find you and talk about
Okay,
Extra Life too.
Oh, talk about Extra Life. Okay, well, my name is Lee Navarro. I am 1/3 of the triumvirate that was I know, known as Nerd Overdrive, Phoenix Overdrive's official gaming podcast that is no more right now, but we are planning to come back hopefully soon. But anyway, you can find us online via Facebook, facebook.com/Phoenix Overdrive. You can also join our community page found at facebook.com/groups/PO Nation. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram with the handle PHX_Overdrive. We can be found streaming games on Twitch at twitch.tv/Phoenix Overdrive. Sorry, PHX_Overdrive. And we're also on YouTube at youtube.com/Phoenix Overdrive and also on our Facebook page. And you can learn more about our Extra Life campaign on our Facebook page. There's tons of ways to help out. Donate to anybody on the team. You can even join the team at extra-life.org/team/PHXOD19 and do some fundraising of your own. You can participate with us on our Extra Life National Game Day on November 2nd. Again, you don't have to be with us here physically. You can stream your gameplay on your own Twitch account and direct viewers to donate to an Extra Life campaign. We also have raffles. You can buy tickets to our raffles. They are $3 each. We have a Nintendo Switch to raffle off, as well as an Xbox One X. The winners of those will be drawn on November 2nd. And you also can buy some merchandise. A portion of the proceeds will be going towards us. The website's pretty long, so if you want to get a hold of me to find out where to buy them, we've got sweatshirts, hoodies, polo shirts, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, all those
Send
types
that
of
to
shirts.
Corey. We'll put it in the description for the show.
Yeah, you got it.
And,
Definitely.
And feel free to pimp it in Nerds Gone Rogue.
I certainly will. I will put up my big post with everything on there. So,
Cool.
But that's pretty much it. We are actually close to about $2,000 raised this year so far, which is close to halfway. We are trying to reach $5,000 for this year, which I think we're going to be able to hit with. We've got some recruits this year that have joined the team that we are totally excited for. So, that's pretty much it.
Help the children.
yeah,
FTK for the kids.
for the kids.
My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind everywhere. Check out our stuff on nerdsgonerogue.com. Moose, talk to us about Nerds Gone Platinum.
You can listen to me, Jason, and Jeff discuss the PlayStation platform every Tuesday evening live. We're on Discord now, streaming through YouTube, usually roughly around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can follow us on Twitter, NG_Platinum. You can email us questions, comments, and concerns to nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. You can also listen to the episodes. They go up Thursday on your podcast service of choice, and so does the video on YouTube. But just come and hang out with us if you want. You can also find me at Sven on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the PlayStation Network. And if you do add me, please put NGR or NGP so that I know you're not a troll, and I don't accept, because I don't accept from people that I'm not familiar with. So just an FYI.
In fact, just mess with them. Tell them you know where the USB stick is.
That would be funny, and I'd probably accept your friend. Anyways, but yeah. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah.
Corey, take us home.
Take us on.
All right. You can find me at CoreyNHC713 on Twitter. You can also find me at CoreyNHC on Instagram and Mixer. Please come check out the streams. It's a good time. You can find Nerds Gone Rogue every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on your podcast service of choice, Spotify and YouTube, as well as live every Monday night around 8:45-ish. Sure. You can like, subscribe, and share. Remember to enter our giveaway. The instructions are about mid-show, somewhere in there. So enter our giveaway. And check out our website. You can find all of our content on nerdsgonerogue.com from all of our channels, our family of podcasts, and all that good stuff. Check out Phoenix Overdrive's Extra Life stuff. And I think that's it. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. And until next time, we love you.
Banana and out.
You're welcome.
Bye.
No rise above. God damn it, Lee.
Oh man, I told you it's been so long. Hashtag rise above. There.
Quickly, say or it's not true.
I don't know how to stop this other than hang up. So
Just end call, I guess.
all right. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I got to go to work. Y'all have a good night.
People.
Thanks
Yep.
for coming
Good
on,
night.
Lee.
You're
Love
welcome.
you all.
Thank you.
See you kids next
Bye.
Come
time.
back soon.